now that I'm living through this attack of my history, right? Um, I I'm trying to get this stuff out, but they won't let it get out, right? But people say, well, who they are, and I'm saying the same people who won't let me go to court, right? Obviously, how do I know the whole truth? Now I know my truth, but I don't know your truth, right? And if your truth don't line up with my truth, why would I believe it? So this, what I was doing this morning on live, I was going live, is history versus religion. And see, I'm saying if now is not biblical, what is, right? Like if we not God's testimony, what is a living testimony? See, that's what I'm trying to ask, right? So I was thinking when I was walking this morning, and I was thinking about my history versus my friends' understanding. And some of them is religious, some of them I really don't know what it is, right? So I'm saying, like, all I know is they think I'm crazy. That's what I've been in a mental hospital, and I can't get them to see that a crime is being committed against me. But maybe they see, and now they don't want to see that they committing a crime too. See, cause I'm trying to teach the next generation how not to be this generation. Because see, I'm saying even if what you believe religiously is true, then how could anybody save you if you get mad at the truth? If they tell you the truth, you're going to seek to kill them. You're going to starve them. You're going to do all the stuff you did to me that I'm reading the Bible saying you going to do. The Bible says that your king gonna come and separate the sheep from the goats. Okay, hold on. Let me show you what I'm saying. Okay, separate the sheep from the goats. See, this what I don't understand about the. If you're gonna learn something, and then you're gonna do it, and then you're gonna kill somebody because you did this, then that's like, man, that's wrong. It's Matthew 25, right? I mean, this is sad, man. Matthew 25. I gotta read this out of self-defense. You read it looking for Jesus. I'm reading it trying to stop you from killing me. Okay, this is Matthew 25, the King James Version of the Bible Hub edition of the sheeps and the goats. Now it say, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory. See, not in your understanding of his glory. See, so if you get your understanding of the Son of Man from Matthew 25, then why would you be mad of any man's testimony if you then supposed to be looking for a man who comes in his glory? So when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the holy angels with him, so now, wouldn't that be my truth now able to now read from Matthew in truth? See, I'm telling my truth. So I'm in my glory. So I'm saying his glory is my glory because Matthew is talking about now. See, that's what I'm saying. History versus religion, right? So, see now. Okay, man, boy, I tell you. See, okay, this is what I'm saying. In my story, right? That I was writing this morning. I say, if mine for whom name is King Tommy Chancer Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated's legal history Now, this is the legal definition for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the branch of knowledge that records and explains the events within a system of law or within a systems of legal or within systems of legal generally within systems of law generally as steps in the process of civilization, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally defeated religion, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary. So, see what I'm saying? See, I'm saying in my glory, right? And religion is established, and I'm using the Black's Laws Dictionary. See, not my understanding of it. I'm defining it in legal terms. So see, I'm not even speaking on a spiritual level. I'm speaking on a legal philosophy. That's why I'm telling you it's the Black's Law Dictionary. See what I'm saying? And this is religion, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as a system of faith and worship, usually involving belief in a supreme being and usually containing a moral or ethical code, especially such a system recognized and practiced by a particular church, sect, or denomination in constructing the protections under the Establishment Clause. Courts have interpreted the term religion broadly to include a wide variety of theistic, see, theist and tick. So it's like THEISTIC. So, you know, I probably messing it up. So I'm saying, for which is defined as belief in the existence of a God or gods, specifically belief in the existence of one God viewed as the creative source of the human race and the world, who transcends yet is immanent. See, so now that's saying his transcends mean he hasn't done it yet. See what I'm saying? Or it hasn't done it, because aren't we still waiting? So, but if somebody do it, now we saying in the time, you not the person we waiting on. But I'm saying, well, hey man, if I don't believe nothing you believe, but I'm going through something, why would you discredit what I'm going through for what you believe? That's what I don't understand. You done sat here and destroyed me for 15 years and watched me starve, right? So look, now this says imminent, right? For which is defined as being within the limits of possible experience or knowledge. See, so within the limits of possible experience. So see how I'm experiencing your persecution personally, but you say because you spiritual, you ain't doing it. So I'm saying, so is spiritually your God allowing you to starve me? And if that's the case, what God told Matthew this? See, this is what I'm saying. So see, I'm going back to the Bible, and I'm saying, okay, and now this is, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Now, I'm saying now this is, so if I am the Son of Man, because this is history, see, now this is religion, and so in religious history, then I would be the Son of Man in this sense, right? When the Son of Man shall come in his glory inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, and all the holy angels with him, which are the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the United States Bill of Rights, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. See, that's legal history. See, now legal history is defined in the Black's Laws Dictionary as the branch of knowledge inside of the civil and criminal. Now see how I'm adding to the definition of it, because I'm telling you where the branch of knowledge resides. See, I'm saying, well, hey, if you don't believe me, you can go into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and see my illusional crucifixion. You will see me being crucified illegally. Just like you should be able to go see where Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee was illegally crucified against the laws of Moses. See, so this, this is what I'm saying. Like, when do history set the record straight? Because if you are now against one man, and the Bible say you was against Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, for whom you now call Jesus Christ, and then history say you was against Minister Malcolm X, you was against Gandhi, you gave Buddha some spoiled food, you imprisoned President Nelson Mandela, you beat up Mr. John Lewis, you beat up Dr. Martin Luther King, put dogs on him. You killed Dr. Martin Luther King. You killed Minister Malcolm X. I mean, look at the history of this religion. And now here's a man who is not religious. He's a veteran. And his family know he's not religious. Not his wife, not his children. They know, but I'm talking about his family. His grandmama know. His uncle know, his niece, his cousins know, they all know all of their life that this man do not subscribe to that. But when it came time for him to save himself, he stayed on the cross, and then he taught from the cross his people. And now they saying they want money. And I'm saying, well, when you gonna get me off the cross? You ain't on no cross. I'm out here starving, right? So let me go back. Okay, now hold on. So now, but let me finish the legal history, which is I'm making the King Tommy Chance Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated legal history, for which, according to the Black's Laws Dictionary, is legally defined as the branch of knowledge in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, that records and explains the events within a system of law inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as inside of the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida. So see, that's like we playing chess, and now the laws are the laws of engagement. See, it's like, now where the judge at? See, I had to become the judge because the judge was the serpent. Now, should we not now look at what Moses was saying about when the deception happened in the midst of the Garden of Eden? So how about if all of that was the serpent lying? How would you know? So how about if Moses was me and he was stuck in exile and he was trying to explain through his limited understanding, right? Because I mean, how much knowledge did they have? Like, they didn't have the Webster Dictionary then to try to sit there and say, well, hey, this is what is most commonly known to describe this. That's what I'm doing. See, I'm saying, well, hey, the legal definition that is known in this book right here is this. See, how could Moses be that thorough? Did he have dictionaries? See, so when he just speaking and saying, well, how about if he said, my brother Aaron's wife beguiled him and he then turned on me and now I'm stuck in the midst. See, now that's what happened to me, right? I was in court fighting. Then next thing I know, my brothers say I was crazy, and then I was in a mental hospital 8 times. See? So when is the truth gonna set me free? So now, I'm just asking, is my family now representing Moses' family? See, what is Aaron my brother? And did he get drunk with power? Or did he now need to fight a war to hide his crime? See, his evil doing. So then he's saying that it's me who you fighting for. But I'm saying, well, if you fighting for me and I'm fighting for you with my intellect inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, then how are we fighting the same fight? How, if I'm fighting a good fight with the evidence of my life lived, and you fighting a physical fight based on something somebody told you, then wouldn't the serpent now be beguiling you? I'm saying I'm looking from Moses' perspective, but I'm looking from my perspective. I'm saying, well, somebody, if y'all fighting for me, somebody lied to you. Because I'm saying I'm in court fighting for you. Now, if I'm in court fighting for you and I'm fighting a good fight, what fight you fighting for me? Out of court. And I'm starving. And I gotta come on here and tell you, hey man, I'm starving. Hey, you fighting for me? Hey, I need farmers. If you fighting, let's stave off this famine. Hey man, I'm homeless. I need to build a house. Oh, you don't need to build no house. Damn. But you living in a house. And I had a house. Oh, but they took your house. Then, I can't build another house? So hold on, let me show you what I'm saying about the religion now. So I'm going back and forth. So this explaining the events within a system of law or within systems of law. So wouldn't religion be systems of law? Because they say the Bible and the Quran is law, right? So now I have to use the systems of law, right? To legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally defeat religion, for which, according to the Black's Laws Dictionary, is legally defined as a system of faith and worship, usually involving belief in a supreme being and usually containing a moral or ethical code, especially such a system recognized and practiced by a particular church, sect, or denomination in constructing the protections under the Establishment Clause. Courts. I'm back in court where Moses was when Moses stood before Pharaoh, where Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee was when he stood before Pontius Pilate. And see, now I'm in court again. So now that means Moses, who was God, but even you say a little g, your Lord and Savior, for whom you say is Jesus Christ, and me, for whom said that I had to save you from the darkness that tried to consume me, is all in the judgment hall. Not in no churches now. We in the judgment halls. But so who created the church, the sect, and the denomination if it wasn't Aaron, for whom was the first prophet? See, because Moses was God and his brother Aaron was his prophet. See what I'm saying? So did not Aaron then build the altar, which is now a sect denomination? But where is Moses in the worshiping of religion? Who worshiped Moses? Nobody worshiped the only person in the Bible called God. Nobody. So you mean to tell me the religion for a slave is not based on the Exodus? See, that means somebody led somebody astray. Because why would you have faithfulness to Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, who was given his allegiance to Moses? He was in Jerusalem commemorating the Passover. It's in the scriptures. But now, nobody now commemorates Moses like Jesus did. Isn't that strange? That's not strange. That you can read in the scriptures that your Lord and Savior was going to pay homage to Moses. And now everybody pay homage to Jesus Christ, but not Moses. So, well, how did Jesus Christ become Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee? Shouldn't you call him by his name, not a name you have made up? See, so that's what I'm saying. So now, so it says, well, this is the theistic, right? For which is defined as belief in the existence of a God or God, specifically belief in the existence of one God viewed as the creative source of the human race and the world, who transcends yet is immanent. So that means every day, is imminent, for which is defined as being within the limits of possible experience or knowledge in the world. See, so that means that can happen. That's knowledge at any time, knowledge. So now, why take my knowledge gained through my own personal experience? Why would you then bring your religious understanding, not of what my experience is, but what you read about in the Bible? See, that's what I don't understand. See, I'm saying, well, if you read about my opponent, why would you then say that I'm not who I am, but you say, well, you're not Jesus? I'm saying, how could I be Jesus? But if you reading about Jesus' opponent, and I am showing you my opponent, why would you then choose to say that I think I'm Jesus? Why wouldn't you say that the devil is now as the devil was then? If you're going to go by history. So you're going to take us out of history and you just going to keep us in the Bible? So how do we progress in civilization if during the time of the Bible, they wasn't civil? They was uncivilized. So if you keep reading of an uncivilized civilization, when would you become civilized? Right? So now, let's go back to the Bible now. This is 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So now, if I am in the greatest country and the superpower of the world in my time, like Moses was in his time, Egypt was the superpower. Pharaoh was seen as a living God. I mean, his tombs live to this day, over 5,000 years old, man. You know this man had to be wealthy, man. The Bible says that it would be no remnants of you, right? But if that is so, then the pharaohs has to be the greatest gods of them all. You know that they are not fictional. You can go to Egypt and see them right now. They went and got them out of the tombs. So you know. So now, my thing is, if the Egyptians had mummification, right, when they can embalm you and keep you like we can now, you can exhume a body and it'll still be there, right? Now, you have Moses who come from Egypt. The Israelites who built the pyramids do not know where Moses' body is. And we know Moses is real, right? Because the Israelites real. Or did somebody lie? See, is Moses real? Because if you got the pharaohs and the slaves built arrested, so if the slaves, if the Egyptians, I mean, if the Israelites is doing everything Egypt did, right? They dominant now, right? They not in the image of Moses. They in the image of Pharaoh. They God. And according to the scriptures, they said that Moses was taking too long to come back down from the hill, the mountain on top of Mount Sinai, so they built the golden calf. Wouldn't that be a pagan religion? Like, so wouldn't that show right there that the Israelites was worship pagan gods? See, they didn't worship the same God that Moses worshiped. That's why the scripture says that he told the God that Moses was talking to, the Lord, whoever was giving him the laws, say, man, your people done already transgressed the laws, for I gave them to you. Man, get away from me. See, that's in the scriptures. Now, if I'm now in the superpower, and now, according to the laws in the Bible and the Quran, you're supposed to come and let the truth be our guide. See, and if the truth put us in court, then I'm no longer the judge. The truth that set me free is now the judge of us all, because the law has proclaimed me innocent. See, no man did. Everybody's saying I'm guilty, and they sitting here starving me. So now, if I have separated them, wouldn't they all be goats? They eating up the knowledge. So now, what would be the most valuable resource in the world if it's not this truth that all of the wealthy people in the world spending all of their wealth trying to hide? So it couldn't be gold and oil and all of that can't be as rich as the truth. Because these people done squandered all of their riches trying to hide the truth. So now, if they who have been blessed in this system of faith is now spending all of the wealth to hide the truth, when was they ever telling the truth that they hiding? So now the people should clearly be able to see that history is defeating religion in court. And it's going to always defeat religion in court, because in court, it's about the high priest Caiaphas and Jesus. It's about Pharaoh and Moses. And it's about me and these judges and these wealthy corporations. See, and it's not about what you believe done happened. It's about what's happening. See, it's about what's going on right now. And then, see, they don't want to deal with the moment, because if you deal with the now, you got to deal with what you doing now. See, so now what they going to do is wait until their ancestors die off and I die off, and then they going to now try to make a deal with my church. See, if my children are, but then what can two children do to the masses, religious people? See, what can we do as one family surrounded by a bunch of broken denominations, goats? See, look, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. So see, the only people I set on my right hand was Folk Houses Incorporated. My wife, my daughter, my son, my grandmother. See, that was, who else could I set on my right hand, right? But now look at all the goats. When they could have chose a side, they chose to be goats. Now look, but the goats on the left. Now I'm in court saying my people. So that means, and the Bible says that you're supposed to line up on the cornerstone. That's what the Bible says, right? So I was in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. I used the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 as my foundational stones. And then I set myself up as the cornerstone, as the principal victim in the emancipation of the poor. I became the test case to show that they took my wealth and they left me stranded. But then the law delivered me like Noah's Ark delivered those who Moses said it delivered. See, so this is what I'm saying. Is Moses saying that the law is going to come and it's going to be like an ark? Because in my life, that's what I saw, that the only thing could save me was the law. Because everybody else had abandoned me. When the evil flood came into my life, see, they went to shore. See, they mined whatever they believed, they gave it to their God. But how could you give my fight to your God and then get mad at me when I win my fight and then I ask you, where was your God? See, you told me your God was going to come. He never came. But now you tell me he gonna come when he don't come when I want him, but he gonna come when I'm right. I'm saying, come on, brother. Come on, sister. Stop. See, like, when you gonna stop lying so your God could tell the truth? see, if you keep lying in the name of what you believe, then what you believe gonna keep you lying. But anyway, then shall the king say, now here I am saying that, and I'm saying that when I walked in the court, I walked in as Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. But I went in my simple name because I'm a citizen. I didn't even want it to become military, so I didn't go in under my title, see? So just like a preacher would have went in there under Reverend, because he wanted the preacher to know he a Reverend. I'm Reverend such and such. See what I'm saying? But I didn't go in there, I'm petty officer. I didn't do that. I went in there, hey man, I'm Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. You got my car in here. I need my car back. And you know, it then caused me damages. I need those damages fixed because I'm innocent. And they then doubled down. And then that's when I charged the state of Florida with aiding and abetting Bill Hurd, Chevrolet, and the United States Postal Service. See, I'm saying, when do you reveal intelligence if you do not reveal it in a place that it is recorded? See what I'm saying? See if I show intelligence, well, even when I was showing intelligence, then it wasn't recorded, but I was recording it, right? But the people around me didn't see it as recorded intelligence because of whatever religious beliefs or whatever faiths they had, or racist ideologies, right? So they may have looked at me as the bad guy because I was willing to stand up for myself. See, so do a religious person see you standing up for yourself as selfishness because they wait on Jesus to fight their battles? See, so they don't fight their battles, so they sit there and turn the other cheek and all that shit. I'm saying, hey man, I only have one life. How can I turn the cheek of life? You know what I mean? If once you take my life from me, what life cheek do I have? Now, if you slap my cheek, I don't understand how I'm not gonna slap yours. So I don't understand that, right? Cause my grandmama told me if somebody hit me, hit them back. So, and she was a Christian. So that, I don't know. I done had fights where I didn't want to fight, but my grandmama made me fight. The Christian, I didn't even want to fight. See? But my grandma would say, hey, if you run, you gonna keep running. So see, then one time I was with a cousin and the cousin left me. And so that's why I retreat until I can get a position of advance. See, because if you let somebody lead you into death, it's your fault. So once a person reveals themselves, then you see that person in everybody else. If you don't, the next lesson might be the last one taught. So now check this. So then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. See what I'm saying? So I'm saying, wouldn't the foundation of the United States of America be the United States Constitution and the United States Declaration of Independence? But if you really want to think about it, the United States Declaration of Independence is from the foundation of the world of the United States. Because without that declaration to the king, it wouldn't have been a constitution to write. See, so now if I have to use the United States Declaration of Independence inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, did I not then bring the kings of these corporations and these religious establishments into court to have to then stand up for the God that they are teaching about? If I had to stand up for myself, and if my family was being evicted illegally out of our home, so now should they not have to come in and show that God or Allah is the leader of their institution? If they say in God we trust, shouldn't they produce the God that they trust in? See, now you can't tell them that there is no God, because I'm saying I'm my God. And you can't say that it is no king, because I'm saying I'm my king. I'm the king of Folk Houses Incorporated. Now, where is the king of the United States of America that forced me into having to use the United States Declaration of Independence in self-defense? So now, if I had to use the Declaration of Independence, then wouldn't I now be the 13 colonies? See, doesn't it not go back to the beginning? So if I had to use the Declaration of Independence, then I'm against King Charles. Because wouldn't Great Britain now own America? And do not Great Britain and America now have an alliance? They was allies in the Iraq War. So how did you become allies, and now I have to charge you with the Declaration of Independence, and now that's not the king? Aren't you allies with the king? Aren't America allies with kings all around the world? So now, am I not hitting these kings all around the world with the Declaration of Independence, saying that, hey man, America is independent of kings? But now, if I had to play chess with the kings of the world, because these peasants who got these corporations in America that messed around and sold us, then why would any ethnic group in America be prejudiced of me? Wouldn't that be like you hating George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and all them for saving you from King George III? Like, why would you all be mad with me when I'm revealing to you that it was a king unbeknownst to you? So why would you be mad with a king that introducing himself to you? At least I'm introducing myself after I separated the sheep from the goats. And then I'm saying, won't you come and be blessed? See, I'm doing what Matthew say. Look, let me show you. Then shall the king say, which I am the king that's saying, unto them on my right hand, which is Folk Houses Incorporated and Chance Incorporated, come ye blessed of my Father, for whom is me, Tommy Chance Council Sr. of Folk Houses Incorporated. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world, inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. For I was a hungered. See, I'm hungry right now, but I just finished eating, but I'm broke though. I'm out of money. I don't have nothing, man, and I'm gonna have to, what, you gonna make me a thief when I won everything on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, but now you're gonna make me appear to be a thief. But are you gonna take me to court, or are you gonna kill me out here like I'm an animal? What you gonna do, America? And then what the world gonna do when it find out that you killed an innocent man to hide your blood? Soaked hands. You got blood all over you, man, from all over the globe. And now you cannot do right by your own people. See, inherit the kingdom prepared for you for the foundation of the world. For I was a hunger and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger and ye took me in. Shit. The only one did this was my wife. When she was my girlfriend. And then she gave me 2 children that made me do what I was born to do. I had to, because I had something to protect. And once I protected it, then why wouldn't I do what I was born to do? Because then my conscience would have condemned me, because I knew where I was and I knew what time it was when I was there. So if I knew what time it was and I knew that the time on the clock wasn't the right time, why wouldn't I set the time of the clock so the clock could be on the right time? See, if I am the father of time, then why wouldn't I know what time it is? Huh? But if you a child of mine, how would you know what time it is? If you don't know I'm the father of time. So now, did I not go into the courts and win time? And if I won time, what time is it? See what I'm saying? But hey, man, that's too deep for you. But anyway, okay, let's go here. And naked and ye clothe me. But that's the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights. See, they clothed me after Adam became naked and he didn't have the covenant. He broke the covenant with God. See, when I went in, I became clothed with the law, that he was naked. Now, there's Moses now. So Moses, the laws that Moses came down Mount Sinai with clothed me. The 10 Commandments, everything clothed me. The prophets started testifying against your preachers and your ministers and your See, the Quran started testifying against the Muslim world, the Islamic world, the Islamic faith, The Bible started testifying against the Christians and the Jews. See, and then history started testifying against America and all of these illegally established states that's not taking care of the people, but taking care of themselves off of the people. And then you got this one man who came from the womb of his mother who the laws are covering, and y'all starving them. See, but the law is still gonna one day have to speak for me, and then it's gonna still speak against you. So what word is ever gonna be with you? What word ever gonna be with your children? You're gonna lie all the way through, and then you're gonna tell them that I died for them. See, but if they ever find these videos, see how you can't hide all this content, man. You can't hide it all. But then again, you hear Moses, so you probably will. But one day, man, see, I guess that's what Moses was saying, that one day somebody gonna find this and be able to hear it. That's what they say, my people will hear my voice. See, because, you know, when you lying in the information, then you deafen the listener, because the listener hears, but they can't understand the message that's being distorted by the voice. See, but when that person comes that's telling their truth and their whole truth and nothing but their truth, then the whole truth is going to be known then, because they're going to be able to see what Eve saw. They're going to be able to see that my truth is good and your lies is not. And then they're going to see that they are in the forbidden tree when they listen to your broken fruit. See, they're going to see that my fruit is whole with no worms and no impurities, because it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. See, your truth is your opinion of a truth inside of your church, temple, synagogue, mosque, school, church, a school, college, a university, project, hood, or community, detention center, jail, or prison, somewhere in the world. See, but my truth come from me. See, and that mean the love for your children came from me organically, because when I love my children, I did not forsake your children, but you forsake our children in the name of your God. See, and so that's why your children now should ask you, when is your God's truth going to deliver us in a judgment hall, when Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee's truth of bringing Lazarus back from the dead and giving the blind man sight and feeding the multitude. Nobody came in court and testified to those things when it would have saved Jesus. But now we hear about them in the Bible. And I'm saying, well, if you gave that testimony, why didn't you give it in evidence? Why didn't you give it in the judgment hall when they asked anybody, did they know Jesus? Why didn't the testimonies fly then? Why nobody asking those questions, right? Jesus was in the judgment hall. So how did the testimonies enter into the Bible, but they didn't enter on the record in the judgment hall? See, my testimony entered into the record in the judgment hall inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. I submitted it to the state attorney for further processing. Me. So that means I came back from court, and then I went into the state attorney's office and submitted my crime and the crime that was committed against me inside of the court. I then submitted it to the judge. To the attorney, state attorney. Then I gave it to the governor, the president, the vice president. See, now Jesus didn't do that. So why Jesus didn't do that upon his return from the grave? See, why didn't he go set the clock in the judgment hall on the correct time? But now that I've done it, But now the disciples of Jesus have now changed the time that the truth set. So now, when is judgment now? It's not August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. It's not February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So when judgment gonna be? See? So now check this. So naked I was, and I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee a hungered and fed thee? See, they didn't even know they were doing it. Or thirsty and gave thee drink. See, they asking the king, like, when, man? When did we do this to you? See? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And then the king will say, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. I can't say that to Nam, one of y'all. Which, man, I'm about here starving 15 years, man. Me too, me too, me too. That's all I've been here 15 years, right? I'm starving, man. I done ran out of money. Then when I got money, they came and robbed me some more. Then they got mad at me when I was trying to live my life, man. Why you bought that? Why you did this? Why you bought? I'm like, God damn, man, I've been sitting here fighting to buy this stuff. I want to enjoy my life, man. Why you messing with me? You won't even let me achieve my value, man. And this is what I'm saying. How can you be something when people around you don't believe that you who you are? How could I be anything? As soon as these people found out who I am, they started robbing me. And then they tried to run me crazy. How do you forgive somebody? How about if they succeeded? Do they ever think about that? If you succeeded, I would now be crazy, man. But what about the post office sending me the 0 checks? Why you didn't help me with that? But you would now, if the post office said, I don't know, I don't know what I'm saying. Well, so if you don't know what's going on, why wouldn't you not help me go to court to find out what's going on? Why would you take me out of court and put me in a mental hospital 8 times? Like, why would you do that? So now check this. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels, inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. For I was an hungered, on October 29th in 2023 at 9:59 in the morning, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and shit took me not in. They fit evict me again. See, not only did they not take me in, they stole my house, and they keep evicting me. Now you telling me this is not the devil? So what about the prepare for the everlasting fire prepared for the devil? So I prepared it inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. But the state of Florida keep evicting me and then the church done throwed me out. Pastor Willie C. Barnes in Macedonian Missionary Baptist Church in Eatonville, Florida, the oldest black town in the United States of America, throwed me out. That's worse than Egypt. Right? I'm in the oldest black town in America, huh? And I got thrown out of church. Then I went into court and got thrown out in the church, and the state now is lying on me. They together. And now, where is God? They both say, in God we trust. Right? Now check this. And gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in naked, and ye clothed me not sick, and in prison, and ye visited me not. Shit, they put me in jail. Tried to put me in prison and all of the while, no doubt, I'm in court with them. So how is these people now not supposed to be in the everlasting fire? See? Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Minister. See, they even saying, but I'm naked, and you ministering to me. I'm hungry, and you ministering to me. That is what's been going on with me. Not once did these people feed me, clothe me, house me, but they put me in jail. They put me in a mental hospital. They took my clothes on 4 or 5 occasions. They took the clothes out of my house at 3250 State Harbor Lane. Then I had to get some more clothes. And then they stole those clothes at 940 West Canton Avenue, apartment A110 in Winter Park, Florida, 32789. And now I'm trying to get some more clothes. When did they give me clothes? Now they gave me a prison uniform, a jail uniform. That ain't no clothes. See, so you tell me the state of Florida is not these criminals that's supposed to be in the everlasting fire that they trying to put me in? So now if you counter the GOAT, then wouldn't Matthew's testimony now be relevant evidence to the GOATs? Right? See, then shall he answer them, saying, verily I say unto you. So now wouldn't he be answering the GOATs all over the world who lying in his name and saying they doing for the people and actually doing for themselves? Now wouldn't he say, verily I say unto you, in as much as ye did it not to one of the least of these? So that means if somebody in your kingdom and they hungry, you a GOAT. See, I'm saying before I fed my family, I fed knowledge to my people. See, I saw that the food that I would have took and put into my body wouldn't have had as much value as the knowledge that I was able to put in my mind. So I chose to starve so I could feed. But what did y'all do? See, when do the black man make the sacrifice to educate himself beyond monetary means? See, he'll shoot 1,000 basketballs in the morning. He'll hit 1,000 baseballs in the morning. He'll run 1,000 miles to become a better athlete, but he won't pick up a book to become a better person. See, but you'll talk about me, but I done wrote 100 books after I picked up over 100 books. And then at the same time that I read 100 books, I was writing a motion for the emancipation of the least of these. So wouldn't my life now be a living testimony to my efforts to educate the poor? See, so wouldn't my 1,000 free throws be 1,000 loves? Wouldn't my 1,000 miles be encapsulated in 15 years of struggle. See, wouldn't my 1,000 baseballs be the countless hours that I've spent in and out of court getting all of the information and making sure that the case is ready to be heard? But where is my angels or my angel of Gabriel or all that? See, I had to do it all myself, and the more that I speak, the more these people hate me. So when do you reap what you sow in a slave's understanding of religion? See, then shall he answer them, saying, verily I say unto you, as much as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. So now when do I see who was righteous inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida? See, when do I go into eternal life? But you got private jets. See, you got all of the amenities of the world, and I had my little bit, but I gave it up for the betterment of humanity. But now on this Sunday morning, you're going to take up tithes, but you're giving no offerings. Your knowledge is 2,000 years old, over 2,000 years old, and my knowledge is current. What are you taking up money for? And in the name of who?